Well, it's been ages since I've tried to make a solo video, but this is about the Hypixel 10-year anniversary that's coming up on April something. But I decided to just, I guess, document my history with Hypixel. So I have played on Hypixel for ages now. I joined Hypixel on June 9th of 2013, which I found out like a year or two ago that that was just a couple of months after Hypixel was released. So that's crazy. Yeah, they're coming up to the 10-year anniversary, and I'm about to get my double digit veteran tag now. Yeah, I've just played on Hypixel for years. I tried content creation almost a decade ago, kind of took a break from it for a bit, but the first video that I made on Hypixel was September 2nd of 2013, where it was one of the few games that they had released at the time, with paintball being their one of the bigger games, because back then it was Hypixel was just an adventure map group. Their server originally allowed you to play their adventure maps like with your friends without having to get a server for them, which was a really cool concept. I played a couple with my friends using that before I found out how to do my own servers. It's crazy watching that old video and seeing like the Minecraft version of 1.6.2 at the time. After publishing that video a couple months later, I decided to send an email in to apply for a developer position at Hypixel, and they're kind of cringy. So the first one starts off with, "I will go for a minigame developer!" exclamation mark, age parentheses under minimum, then the slash face, 10. I do know Java. I am good with Bucket. I only speak English, and that it PLZ, except I will help! Exclamation mark. This was in 2014, February 4th. Ugh. And then 2 days later, I sent yet another email. "Sorry, in my recent email, ... I didn't put my username," because of course that is why I didn't get a response. Nothing else. "I will go for minigame developer. Username the Great 1200. I am bracket VIP bracket," and then it's the same stuff from earlier. Again, age under minimum. At the time, they Hypixel also had helper rank and like all of the community done positions, and they had a minimum age listed where you had to be 16. I think the minimum age was 16 to apply for any of the ranks, but they didn't have any age minimums listed in their jobs page, because if I remember correctly, it was on their Twitter they announced it, and you had to email the Hypixel jobs email instead of going through their website. But a day after the other email, I sent yet another one. Job applicant, job bucket minigame developer, age 10. I do know Java. And then again, here's the parentheses. "Sorry, my age is below slash phase." Oh, and that time I used hashtags in my name to try and grab your attention. So I took a little bit more of a break this time. A cool 3 days. On the 10th, I then sent the same email yet again, except this time I didn't have the hashtags around my name, and I sent that at 7:30 a.m. Jesus. And then I finally like realized that maybe they're not going to like actually read my emails. So naturally I took a 12-day break, and this time I sent an email to the jobs email again with the subject line of question. "Why am I not getting a response on my application?" Subject: job application, text, and then I copy pasted my old email again. God damn, I was the most impatient kid applying for a job. I think shortly after I applied for helper rank, I'll apply to be a plugin developer. Username the Great 1200. I can build applications. The recent ones where when I didn't know how to make plugins, I do now. ... Really good. I would like to keep the old and new upgrades from my VIP plus rank I got before August. So, a little background for why I even put that there in the first place. When you're on the forums, there used to be a section where you would apply to be a helper rank, and in there it had details for you have to have VIP or higher, and I think little kid me thought that maybe it would lose my my brand new rank that I got if I became helper rank, like all the things that I just purchased. Yeah. Unfortunately, in my forum account, I tried finding my helper rank applications. They used to be there, but I think it might have been a year or two ago when Hypixel removed the ability, well, just removed helper and moderator ranks entirely because they wanted to switch over to paid positions in the company instead. I think they just deleted the forum altogether. So even though all the posts were private, they just deleted it. So I can't. I lost my application in that, basically. Probably finally just where I think Hypixel is probably going to go at this point. They have been the top server for a very long time after they completely destroyed Mineplex those years ago, and Mineplex is basically just a zombie server at this point. But I think Hypixel should honestly go towards using the latest versions of the game for things, although that is going to cause a massive headache for all of the existing stuff because knowledge of me making my own servers, there's so many things on Hypixel that have to depend on like the game version specifically. So creating an update that involved using the latest versions would be really cool. I bet it would have a massive spark in users on the server because switching in between versions to play on servers with friends is not fun. Even though Hypixel does support using 1.19 on their network, it doesn't work as well as just using 1.8 instead of 1.19. Also, utilizing the latest things being added to the game would add a bunch of interest into things. Like, imagine if you were able to use the Warden was a boss or something in Bed Wars, for example. I have played so much Bed Wars, so I'm probably going to stick with that. Using like skulk sensors or just things that are just new to the game. Crossbows, that would be cool. Shields, I know that people hate shields, but that would also be a very interesting thing to use in Bed Wars, besides using like the 1.19 to get the shields thing for blocking that only exists in 1.8. I'm really excited for how Hypixel's going to shape maybe the next like 10 years again. That would be quite impressive for them to exist for that long. I know that they're working on like other projects with like Hytale and stuff. That also seems very impressive. I'm glad you guys actually stuck with your promise of if you bought like, what was it? I think it was MVP or MVP Plus back in 2015, I think. There was a thing listed on the shop page that said that you would get beta access to your to Hypixel's very own game being released with an unset time. I didn't believe that, to be completely honest. Why would a Minecraft server have their own game? That's crazy. But here we are. Hytale's being worked on, and it's very exciting. I will definitely be playing that. Other than that, here's to another 10 years for Hypixel.
Hello YouTube, today I'm on Hypixel server.
Subscribe.